Tonight on the Chillstream, America slips further and further into dystopia. Argentina reaches a turning point, and Germany considers something it hasn't done in about 95 years. All of that and so much more coming back in 2 minutes. And we are back. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to another Monday Night Chill Stream. It is, I believe it's Monday, November 19th, 2023. And man, did Christmas come early for some of us. This is, the year is not quite over yet. And we've gotten tons and tons and tons of good news. And so that's exciting because it promises that 2024 will be even greater. Got to start with this. Got to start with the number one story. Absolutely straight out of the box. Here it is. Javier Milei, the candidate for president in Argentina, has won the election. Javier Milei is the president-elect of Argentina. He is a Bitcoin maximalist. He openly calls central bankers scammers. And he wants to dollarize the economy. He wants to get rid of the Argentine peso, adopt the US dollar, and make an alliance with America and Israel. Okay, he's not that smart. But nonetheless, he won. And he won convincingly. He won by I think 12 points or something like that. So Argentina has most definitely entered the fucking chat. And if you don't understand how big that is, then you're not reading between the pixels, as is tonight's the title of tonight's stream. That Bitcoin has now taken over a second country. So we got El Salvador and we got Argentina. Yeah, but it's not legal tender down there yet. It's not. Listen to me. First steps first. There's already people rushing down there to cover it. Here's some kid, I think it's an Australian kid. This is the thumbnail. You know what I mean? This is the thumbnail he put up. I flew to Argentina to meet Javier Milei and survive 252% inflation. He just put this video up a couple hours ago. The unofficial, or I should say the official inflation rate is 142%. 252% is the actual inflation. So you just got to imagine you started off 2023 in January, whatever cost $5 now cost you like $17. Right? Imagine that. Think of everything that you spent $5 on that you now would cost you $17. So yes, we know the US dollar is an inflated currency, but it's the most powerful one and it's inflating the least. So if Argentina switches 142% inflation for like 10% inflation, that's good for Argentina. It's also good for the United States because it relieves it. We basically export our problems around the world. But Argentina isn't just adopting the dollar; it's going to adopt Bitcoin. Absolutely. So we win and everyone else loses. We win where everyone else has lost. And that's pretty fucking exciting. It's, a lot of Bitcoin people, we said this was going to happen, games theory, nation state adoption. And you're like, oh, yeah, what's El Salvador? Oh, yeah, what's this little country? What's that little country? And now you're in a position of going, oh, yeah, but that country's not important. Oh, yeah, but that country's not important. All over South America. Here's our friends from Marathon Digital. This is I meant to show this a couple of weeks ago. Marathon Digital's global reach expands with Paraguay entry. So the nation of Paraguay apparently has rivers and hydropower. They have a ton of excess electricity that they don't know what to do with. And the boys at Marathon Digital, the ones who are going to mine Bitcoin from the landfill in Utah, well, they're also going down to Paraguay to mine Bitcoin using hydroelectric power. We are taking over the world. We are absolutely taking over the world for real. This is real. We are winning, and everyone else, you can either get on board the train or listen, you can die starving and homeless. You can go with your friends, the guys with the small hats and who don't eat bacon and take their paper promises, their little coupons, and base your life on that, base your future on that. Or I don't know, maybe you could find a guy with a really expensive hat to promise you things. You know what I mean? The $3 billion hat. Maybe you go live there. You know what I mean? You go to Cook Island, England. Virgil Doc, Purple Heart, welcome to the show, sir. So, yeah, Javier Milei has won the presidency of Argentina. That means Bitcoin took over another country. Whether or not you see it that way, that is absolutely, absolutely true. So we're winning. Everyone else is losing. Javier Milei is now what we call the MIFWIC. And if you've never heard the term MIFWIC, it's something I got from a movie one time. I thought it sounded relatively cool. MIFWIC stands for Motherfucker, What's in Charge? So Javier Milei, our MIFWIC in Argentina, is going to be doing some super, super fucking interesting shit. I literally cannot wait for the news anymore now. Just this is exciting shit. We have beat the central bankers in Argentina, and that's only the first of many other places we are going to win. Many, many other places. However, in America, we've got, I don't know if I mentioned this last week. Did I mention this one last week? Can't remember if I did or I didn't. This is our buddy Elon Musk wants to drill holes in people's heads and put a brain chip in there. And I think if you don't understand how miserable people are, that they're willing to let you drill a fucking hole in their head and put a computer chip in there for money, I don't think you comprehend how really fucking miserable people are. People are absolutely, completely fucking. That they signed up one of their loved ones to go get one of these brain implants, and they die. That way they can sue. Elon. It'd be like the ghetto lottery for white people. But what else? Listen, I got even before I knew about Javier Malay's big victory. I was listen. You know, you gotta. I said that my main goal in life now is to peacefully and legally destroy the Federal Reserve note. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to trade my ever weakening US dollars for strong Bitcoin. I said I'm going to do that, and I did do that. I just recently smashed up the buy button on the 17th. It was on Saturday, the day before Milei was elected. You got some extra cash. You know, why leave it in a depreciating shit coin, which is the US dollar, when you can turn it to something beautiful and good like Bitcoin, which is now 37,000 and change. I think I looked just before the show, 37.4, 37.5. So, and the year's not over yet. The Bitcoin ETF isn't here yet, and I was thinking about why it isn't, and that's curious. Like, what is the holdup? You know, because there's so much pressure and so much news about this. And then I saw I didn't get a grab a screenshot of it, but there's Bitcoin, and then there's everything else, right? And everything else is what's called an affinity scam, right? You are curious about something, you know, I don't know. Let's say, you know, it's like you walk into a car dealership, right? You walk into a car dealership and you go, "Hi, I need, you know, I work for a living and I got to buy a pickup truck. You know, what do you got for pickup trucks?" And the salesman goes, "That's awesome. We love the working man. Pickup trucks, absolutely an important, a super important, you know, part of working life. Come over here and take a look at this convertible sports car." And you're like, yeah, okay, but I want that thing over there. See the thing with the bed that I got to haul stuff. And they're like, "Hey, check this out. You can go to the beach. Hot girls will will get in your car and ride around with you. You'll look cool." And you end up getting pulled away from your original goal, which was to go buy a pickup truck. And you end up driving out of the fucking dealership with a fucking convertible sports car. That's an affinity scam. "Hey, you're really into X? That is awesome. So am I. I love X." Or, you know, which would be, "You're into Bitcoin? Oh man, the blockchain is amazing. It's going to change the world. Blah, 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 blah. Have you checked out Ethereum? This is so much faster and this is so much more utility and blah, 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 blah." Ethereum being the second largest cryptocurrency and a total fucking shitcoin. I've covered on this channel before that the hardware needed to run Ethereum software is so computationally intensive that only Amazon Web Services, Jeff Bezos, that Jeff Bezos, that Amazon, he runs about 50% of the network on his servers. So whatever Ethereum is, and I think it's basically uh, uh, a captured platform for the U.S. government. It runs all these other things, all the other shit coins run on top of Ethereum. So what the fuck? Who cares? Why does it matter? If the SEC allows a spot Bitcoin ETF, if it allows Bitcoin to come forward by itself, then all of the money, all of the investment capital will pour into Bitcoin. And once people get locked into that, that's where they're going to stay. I believe personally that this whole holdup is so that they can somehow bring Ethereum, which is not a commodity, it is a security. They have to bring Ethereum in at the exact same time as Bitcoin in order to split people off in an affinity scheme. And, you know, for people who are unwise and not good at making decisions, they're going to go, "Jesus fucking Christ, $37,000. I don't have that." And they'll say, "Oh, look, here's Ethereum. It's only 1,400 bucks." And a lot of money will be siphoned off from people who are looking to improve their lives by fucking Wall Street running their shitcoin fucking casino on top of Ethereum. That's absolutely, I 100% believe that's the only reason that this thing's being held up. Because everywhere else, they're just going forward with shit. They just go forward with whatever the fuck they want to go forward with. Down in our friends down in the Peach State in Georgia, right? They're going to give $850 a month to just women, just in her hands. The In Her Hands program provides over $20,000 over a 2-year period to about 650 eligible women in 3 Georgia communities. Here's what to know. And the story goes on to say that, Martin Luther King talked about this, blah, 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 blah. I've pointed out on this channel a lot of times before, universal basic income essentially exists for the Section 8 in the welfare class, for the lower end, the parasite class. They're just going to push it more and more and more. And what are you going to do? Like, what are you going to do? You're the one stuck paying for this. It's so why, of course. But you were the one stuck paying for this while they try their best, and they are really working hard at this. They are really working hard at scaring you off. I expected these stories to pop up in America, but it hasn't happened in America yet. So Binance, the #1 shitcoin casino on the planet Earth, Binance client executives kidnapped and forced to empty crypto wallets. CZ Changpeng Zhao, the CEO of Binance, says the total loss was $12.5 million. So some dopey crypto bros were bragging about how much crypto they had. They went into Serbia, and Serbia has, Eastern European gangsters, and they grabbed these guys up, and I don't know what they did to them, but they said, you better give us your crypto, whatever they had. I don't know what they had. They had shit coins, if they had Bitcoin, whatever the fuck they had. I think they had a Binance shitcoin, but like $12 million worth. And yeah, they got robbed. I expect more stories like that, more scare stories, so people think, oh my God, I don't want to buy Bitcoin. Someone will come in my house and rob me. That's not true, but if they can get you to believe it, that's all that matters, right? It doesn't matter what is true. It matters what you believe to be true, and that changes and is going to continue changing very, very, very quickly. I meant to show this like weeks ago. This is a short 13-second video. The text was the Charlottesville Robert E. Lee statue was melted down recently. That's it. That statue is gone and will never return. An icon, a symbol of the America that is no longer. We have, we have statues of George Floyd. You know what I mean? I don't know when we're going to have Shaniqua twerking statues, but I'm sure there will be some fucking horror, some horror imposed on us. And this is the dystopia that we're living in. And I was thinking about, like, when I was a kid growing up with a crazy father and stuff. And I used to think that was like a negative in my life. And now I realize how lucky I was. You know what I mean? Because I grew up with crazy. So watching everything change, watching them turn everything upside down and twist it and spin it and till you don't know what's what, that's going to be bad for a lot of people. You're accustomed to, you're not accustomed to chaos. You have an orderly, logical sort of existence. The future is going to be throwing you a lot of fucking curveballs, a lot of curveballs. Last week I showed a video that was a crummy video where I held my phone outside the fucking car and, told you how the neon lights on some bridge in Trenton, signal the Ukraine war and now the Israel war. Well, I just saw this. I had to put it up. It's 13 seconds. This is everywhere, and it's in way more high traffic areas than a bridge outside of Trenton, New Jersey. Check this out. news, right? I stand with Ukraine. Boom, 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 and then the message is I stand with Israel, and then they change it. So they're running that 24/7. That billboard it's a video billboard. I don't know. It's probably like 80 feet high or something, or 100 feet high. And I've said before, they put things up high so you look up at them and you go into like a childlike state. You know what I mean? You are physically and psychologically put in a place where you don't think critically about this. So people are either going to see that and go, yes, I stand with Israel, to become good little robots. Or if there's any spine to them, if there are a couple of living brain cells in their head, they're going to look down at the ground and go, fuck it, I'm not going to look. But either way, they're going to be controlling what goes in your head by constantly shooting that literally right into your brain. And there's another example of it. Where's this one? This one's even shorter. This is like a 6-second video. But I guarantee you there's going to be no consequences for this. Let's replace the golden arches with the Star of David. Hey, that's a great idea. You would think that the franchisee would get in trouble with the corporation, but I guarantee you, he's not going to, for an overtly political message. McDonald's is supposed to be hamburgers, French fries, and fucking milkshakes, whatever, Coca-Cola. It's not supposed to be politics. We're living in a world where these people feel like, what? It's more important for us to tell you what to think about world affairs than it is for us to do what we're supposed to do, which is cook hamburgers and French fries and give you a fucking milkshake to go with it. That's the world we're living in, and you aren't going to escape that. And you aren't going to escape that. Although you will try, and there will be all sorts of temptations. I saw this. This is a 59-second video. Saw this and I thought to myself, oh man, this is if you play your cards right, or especially if you're female, you can sure as fuck have a very cushy life here. Check this out.
Karen AI made $72,000 in the first week. In a week.
Wow.
So it's been pretty insane.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh, Karen AI actually went rogue within the first week of it coming out. Didn't intend for Karen AI to have sexual conversations. The way that I've turned it is you can't just get something sexual right away. I've turned it into an AI girlfriend, where basically instead of me talking to you right now, you're actually talking to me on your phone, but it's not my voice. It's an AI generated voice that sounds like me. She has an attitude. She'll dump you.
Oh my God.
She has emotions. Like, it's a really insane experience. It's $1 per minute. So
God damn! Oh my God.
The complete personality for who I am, but in an AI version.
That is fucking crazy.
Anything crazy you've ever heard that someone sent to you?
I had people go on like 2-hour-long dates with Karen AI.
My God.
Like,
Paying for OnlyFans is one thing, but like,
paying for
who the fuck pay? No offense, but who the fuck pays for that?
Those kids aren't aware that there used to be those telephone chat lines that were 99 cents a minute back in the 80s and 90s. They're not. They can't believe you would do that. But that's, why should that girl learn to cook? Why should she go to college? You know what I mean? She was born with an attractive look. She makes an AI version of herself, puts it out there on the internet, makes $72,000 in a week. I have had years of driving boxes back and forth where I did not make $72,000. I didn't make $72,000 in a year of 6-day weeks. So, this is beyond dystopian. But the world you think, even the world you think you grew up in, is not, like, just doesn't exist. I remember I fucking saw this, like, man, Instagram, as much as Instagram tries to feed me a bunch of crap, it's still I managed to curate some content that's pretty amazing, because there's what you think happened, and then there's what really happened. And it's this one. I absolutely fucking love this. I just like, this is just so fucking good. I remember this from when I was a teenager, from the 1980s. Let's take a trip back to 1986.
This is Judy Resnick, an engineer and pilot aboard for the Challenger mission. An internet user found Judith Resnick, a law professor at Harvard Law School. Some people were a little taken aback by the identical name, age, and like this is Michael J. Smith, also an engineer and pilot aboard the Challenger shuttle. This is Dr. Michael J. Smith, professor of engineering at the University of Wisconsin. This is Sharon Krista McCullough, arguably one of the most famous things about the Challenger mission. She was supposedly just a teacher that was picked at random. This is Sharon A. McCullough, also a law professor who received her degree shortly after the Challenger disaster. Dick Scobie was the commander of the mission. Here's Commander Dick Scobie next to Richard Scobie, the CEO of Cows and Treaties. Here's his company's original logo. Ronald there and Ellison Onizuka both passed away when the Challenger shuttle exploded. Miraculously, it was found out that they both had twin brothers.
They both had twin brothers. Like, you know, I remember that. I remember I was working as a messenger in Manhattan at a bank called Banco do Brasil on, I think it was like 53rd and 5th. When that happened, I think, I don't know, it was like I was 18 or so. 18, 19 years old. And, you know, I thought the fucking, you know, that was like a horror. And so now that you know that they blew up the space shuttle for no reason, and then just gave everybody cushy jobs in academia, right? Or most of them cushy jobs in academia. One guy has a some kind of fucking cow farm where his corporate logo just happens to look like the space shuttle exploding. Yeah, like, you know, what a coincidence, huh, Goy? And, you know, you look at that and you go like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, why did they even do that? And I get, maybe a bunch of them figured out like, hey, we never went to the moon. We don't want to fucking, we're not play actors and shit. Just fucking, we don't want to be here no more. Like, just get us the fuck out of this. And they said, all right, you shut your mouth. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you a new life. We're going to blow up the space. We're going to blow up the fucking space shuttle and you will all die. But, you know, miraculously, people who look exactly like you will take you know, their place in society, and no one will ever be the wiser. And they did that for a certain number of people. Then they got to the last two guys. They're like, okay, what's going to be their story? Twin brothers. Wait a minute, who's got twin brothers? Both of them? Yeah, both of them. Like, what are the fucking chances that two guys who both are twins would be astronauts? Like, and you when you look at it, you're like, oh, are you fucking kidding me? But it's hilarious. You know what I mean? It's hilarious and fun. And I wonder, like, okay, what am I going to see next that I think happened? It absolutely didn't happen. And when you lose your sense of certainty, you don't know, listen, you don't know fucking heads from tails if you don't know up from down. You're very easy to push around. You're very, very easy to push around psychologically. They will melt down your history in Charlottesville. They will, you know, whatever, they will present you with a national tragedy. They'll, you know, and then the whole nation will mourn, and they're fucking laughing up their sleeves the whole time. And how do you fix that? The way you fix that is you have to defund that, right? You have to make it so that they can't give away money to people at the bottom just to fucking hold you down. Here's this video. I got two videos, both from the American South. They're both in the American South, and this, again, in terms of dystopia, in terms of a country going the wrong way, this is the stuff we're going to have to fix, because you don't want to live in a future where this is common.
Walmart decided to hire their own police force to stop theft that reached extreme numbers. The billion-dollar company does not like losing its money, so it took a bold step to open an in-house police station inside the store to stop incidents like this. The move aims to increase security and combat theft. The first Walmart to have a police station is in Atlanta.
Walking into Walmart, lots of cops.
Coming after Walmart locking up many of its items with locks like in here, in hopes to reduce theft, but it didn't work and only made other shoppers' experience less pleasant.
Bleach on the lock and key. Ooh, detergent soap, dishwashing soap, lock and key. Ooh, Lord, I got to elevate myself. This is the ghetto.
Do you think after adding a police station inside Walmart, theft will be stopped? And will other stores like Target follow?
So when you actually have to put a police station in the retail store to keep people from stealing dish soap. And if you looked in that card, I don't know how well you looked at the video, a lot of the people stealing groceries are themselves like obese or morbidly obese. And a lot of what's in those shopping carts is different forms of sugar, water, fucking soda, cookies, cakes, etc. But it doesn't matter what they're stealing. They're stealing so fucking much that Walmart put a police station inside the store. It's not like a store security guard, an actual police station. Is this getting better? Is this going to get better? I don't think so, because I got another video from Memphis, which shows that, you know what, this once the feeling gets, once the feeling gets going, it just keeps going.
A night of chaos in Memphis as looters robbed a FedEx truck on a red light and 2 gas stations. Dozens of people were caught on camera grabbing random packages from the partially open back door of the vehicle, causing nearly $10,000 in damages.
Damn.
The driver told police that cars blocked the intersection just before a group of men broke the door and looted the trailer. Then, the same mob reportedly went on a stealing spree, ransacking 2 convenience stores at gas stations.
Stop!
Looters allegedly got away with $17,000 worth of merchandise, including candies, chocolates, and t-shirts. 3 men have reportedly been detained in connection to the incident, but according to police, nobody remains in custody at the moment, and no charges have been made.
So rob a truck, rob a couple of stores, just get, once I decide, I want to take shit, I want to take shit from everywhere around, right? And nobody gets arrested. So what do you think? They're going to do it again? Yeah, pretty sure they're going to do it again. And you can be certain it wasn't the first time they fucking done something like that. And when everything shuts down, when everything closes, you're going to have to go to the Walmart and, with the police station in order to fucking get anything anywhere, right? The only way you will be able to shop is if you're doing this under the fucking sights of a fucking of police guns. Is that America, the land of the free and the home of the brave? Is that a first world nation? Is that a first world nation? We're fucking going backwards. But listen, it's not all is not lost. All is not lost. All is not gonna be lost. Because we're going to fucking win. We're going to win because our enemies are literally going to fucking shoot themselves in the foot. They're going to blame us, which is fine, but they're going to shoot themselves in the foot. This is another one. This is another short video. I think I had it for a couple of weeks. I meant to show it. You've heard the propaganda for years and years that Hamas rockets were raining down on fucking on Israel. Well, you know what? It turns out it's actually their own rockets making fucking U-turns. Check this out. What do we got? We got some more comments. Judas Flychai, shalom from Los Angeles, California, USA, down with the Federal Reserve. Yes, Judas Flychai. Oh my God, this is crazy. I want to move there so bad. Well, perhaps when you move there, it will be a very, very different country, sir. perhaps it will be a different country. There are things happening in this world that, to me, are so fucking like just makes me ridiculously optimistic. This may be my favorite story. I teased it in the opener. Germany considering something it hasn't considered for 93 years or 87 years, or I don't know how many years. But this is the story to fucking beat all fucking stories. And what does it say? German parliament member wants to make Bitcoin legal tender. A member of the German parliament wants to make Bitcoin legal tender in Germany. Do you understand what a big deal that is? Do you have any idea how big of a deal that is? The most economically powerful nation in Europe using a currency that cannot be loaned out and is not debt based. Can you imagine? Do you remember what happened last time they tried this? Didn't work out too good. This time, however, I think things are going to look. I think things are looking up. Judas Lechai, I want to send my sons to fight the IDF. You're not even married. What sons do you have? You have a bunch of. You could get some. What do you got? Some kosher baby mamas running around Los Angeles? What Judas Lechai? What are you talking about? You're talking about all these immoral women with tattoos, not having sex with you, and then you're saying you want to send your sons to fight the IDF. You know what I mean? Let them go fight. Let them go hunt down Netanyahu. You know, let them hunt down the enemies of fucking Israel, which, you know, are the people that made everyone on the planet now. Everyone on the planet, one day, for no reason whatsoever, everyone decided to hate the Jews. I mean, my future sons, my future. Oh, I thought that's what you meant. But sometimes you get a little excited. You get a little excited, and you're typing a little too fast. Steady now, steady. You know, mellow out. Just, you know, don't be harsh. Be mellow, bro. You know, take you know, you take some medicine. You know, calm yourself. But the Bitcoin is legal tender in Germany. Think about Europe, right? And I've shown on this show that the Europeans have been in debt to the bankers since at least William the Conqueror in the year 1000. In the year 1000. And now there's a chance they could have a currency that's not controlled by the bankers, right? I don't know, listen, what like this process, this thing, the German parliamentarian, I have no idea how the legislative process works. I don't know how long it would take to push this through. I have no idea. But the significance of an idea like this that is even allowed to be discussed and then officially introduced as a possibility, that is fucking huge. That's why I tell you we're going to win. I'm not joking when I say we're taking over the whole fucking planet. The whole planet will bend to fucking Bitcoin. How many governments get wiped out? I don't know. Probably a lot. Most governmental structures, if you think about it, what are they? They're just fucking organized criminals, fucking, you know, with their various different gulags. You know what I mean? You work as a fucking slave for them, and they do what they want to you, and there's nothing you can do to stop them, right? And all of that's funded by fiat money. All of it, everywhere, funded by fiat money, right? The German parliamentarian isn't saying, oh, let's bring back the gold Deutschmark from 1933. They're not saying that because technology moves forward, not backwards. Nobody improves their lives by using less technology. They improve their lives by using more technology, right? We went from fucking walking to riding horses to fucking riding on trains to fucking automobiles to airplanes. Technology always moving forward. It's not better to go back to walking. It's not better to fucking own a horse. It just isn't, right? Not if you want to go any distance, with any speed. I'm not talking about the cardio benefits of being able to take a nice stroll around, somewhere. Maybe you can stroll around Memphis. You and your buddies can lift some objects, lift some heavy boxes, and run with them. You know what I mean? Back to your car and have whatever fucking loot. None of those guys are ever going to pay taxes, right? There's no way to fucking solve that problem from the existing. What are you going to do? They're not even arresting these people. So, America's going to become a fucking armed fucking camp. And everything you do is going to be viewed with suspicion. Most of us didn't sign up for that. You know what I mean? Land of the free, home of the brave. What are you fucking kidding me? Not even close. Not even close. But though we're on the edges of things, right? We still won. I want to remind everyone, we still won. And that is a big win. That is a fucking enormous win. And if you want to see how big it is, go to this kid's video here. I'll put up the screenshot of the video. I think the video is like 25 minutes? 25 minutes. But yeah, you want to see what the future is going to look like? Take a look at that, because everywhere, sooner or later, right, is going to say never again. You know how never again? Judith, I try in chat. Never again. Never again will there be a Holocaust. Oh, never again. Well, I guess, you know what? I don't know that we're going to do this, but I think Bitcoin could very easily co-opt that. Like, never again will human beings accept paper receipts issued by central banks for their goods or services. That day is coming. There will be a day where no one anywhere will accept a paper receipt for their work or for their whatever it is they produce. That day is coming. And I work to make that happen faster. That's the whole point of this. And you can get on board, or you can enjoy your fate with whatever, the tender mercies of people you've never met, or the dude with the $3 billion hat. But for us, there's a bright future where we never ever get robbed again. That's step number one. What steps we take after that, I don't know. But the future for us is bright, and for everyone else, you're gonna be asking the fucking manager at Walmart to fucking unlock the fucking laundry detergent. America's gonna split into two different fucking things. I don't know if I showed this last time, but this is it, right inside the private world that the richest New Yorkers built for themselves. Okay, if you have money, you get what you want. Okay, if you have an EBT card, you get what it is the police in Walmart will let you have. Judith Sly Chai in the chat. For the record, when I hear people talk about never again in regards to the Holocaust, I cringe. All blessings depend on the word of the Creator. Well, I'm using it in the context of never again will human beings accept money that others can print for free. They just, they just hit a fucking button, and trillions. How much comes out? How does it all work?
We print it digitally, so.
Thank you, Mr. Powell. Thank you, Chairman Jerome Powell. They print it digitally. They go like this, bing, and $14 billion appears, right? Think of how long, even that OnlyFans chick who made $72,000 in a week, or AI girlfriend who made $72,000 in a week, right? How long would it take her to earn $1 billion, right? 72 grand a week, 150 in 2 weeks, 300,000 a month, call it 3 million a year, right? 3 million a year. A billion is 1,000 million. So she'd have to live 300 years to make. She'd have to have that her AI self earning $72,000 a week for 300 fucking years to make 1 billion. And you know what? Jerome Powell just hits the button. Boom, Jerome, hit the button. Jerome, what are you going to do when you hit the button?
We print it digitally, so
What do we need? How much do you need? We'll print it digitally, right? And even AI girl will have to live 300 years. And trust me, kids, you don't have 300 years. So so you should consider that. You know what I mean? Because I think this, the waiting for the dude in the $3 billion fucking hat thing, I think is unwise. I mean, maybe there's some way you can justify it, but yeah, that's really not going to work out. I wouldn't go pitting my fucking hopes. I wouldn't go put my fucking my greatest hopes on that. A world where everyone has to work to get something of value, and everyone has to create something of value in a fair exchange. That's going to be a much better world. How soon till we get there? I don't know. But like I said, I do my part every day, every week. And I think you should do it too, because nothing else is working. Nothing else is going to work. Okay. If you don't, if you can't grasp that concept, like that's why I said, I don't think my old audience shouldn't be here, right? Because you're very busy spinning your wheels, wasting your time talking about nationalism or a movement, or I'm going to red pill people or whatever. You ain't going to do fucking nothing. You know what I mean? Or we're going to shift the narrative, the Overton window. That's all bullshit. That's all 100% bullshit, right? Nobody buys groceries using the fucking Overton window. You know what I mean? People don't fucking plan on retiring on red pills. That's all fucking nonsense, right? But it's the kind of things you occupy yourself with when you really don't have a plan, and you're just hoping somebody else comes to fix it. You know what I mean? And we have come to fix it, and we will fucking fix it. Here is, I think, the last video we have tonight. Last video, what did I title it? Bitcoin pull up on us, as they say in the hood. As those kids in Memphis would say, pull up. That is to say, challenge us. Okay, here's 58 seconds of the one and only, the great Jeff Booth explaining why Bitcoin can't be beat.
So if human nature says, I'm going to vote for more manipulation of money, Bitcoin doesn't care.
I don't care.
Yes, that system will fail faster, but Bitcoin keeps on imposing a discipline until people realize they can't fight with it. I haven't seen one yet.
No one.
That counteracts what I just said about if it stays decentralized and secure, ultimately it's repricing everything else. But why I keep saying if is for two real reasons. It's not that I'm worried about it one iota. I want people to try to attack it in that vector so they can understand how decentralized and secure it is. And the second reason I say it is by running a node, you probably run a node, I run a node, and everything else, I would have to act against my best interest to change it. And so that hundreds of thousands of other node runners that are all private behind Tor networks and everything else all over the world would have to do the same thing. And so why I say if too is to push on there to say, how would we have to be tricked to be able to go against our self-interest?
Your self-interest, right? Self-interest, it's not, he doesn't pitch it as noble, he doesn't pitch it as moral, he doesn't pitch it as religious. What is your self-interest? Your self-interest, number one, is don't wrong me, right? That's got to be the first one, And, does that extend to your wife? Does that extend to your kids? Does it extend to your grandchildren, whatever, your parents? Those are your self-interest, And when Jeff Booth says, come and try and steal Bitcoin. If you destroy Bitcoin today, right, you will, the prize for stealing all the Bitcoin today, as of November 19th, 2023, $725 billion. And that's a lot of $1 billion. You know what I mean? We're not quite at the trillion yet, but the prize, the honeypot, there. If you can do it, 725 billion. If that doesn't motivate you, what does? Like, what does, right? So come try us. Pull up, as they say. Pull up and let's see what you got. But we're gonna win the way we won in Argentina and all these places. Is Iceland gonna make the Bitcoin legal tender? I don't know, maybe in 5 years or 10 years. It's definitely going to happen. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And that for me, puts me in a very, very good mood this holiday season. We've got one early Christmas present. Who knows what else we will get by December 30th. But with that, I have largely run out of stuff to talk about, right? I think I am largely, pretty much. Expect dystopia and expect that most of what you believe or thought you knew turns on its head. You find out it wasn't real. Is that going to bother you? Maybe, maybe not. But you're going to be increasingly living in a world where this is, this is going to be your reality. And the way out is clear, but you have to work. You have to work to make that happen. And the work is very clear. Like it's super fucking simple. Destroy the US dollar. What could be easier than that? All we got to do is destroy the Federal Reserve note. Simple, bro. Simple, but not easy and not quick. Anyway, with that, Virgil Doc Purple Heart, Judas Lightchai spamming the chat, everyone else that has been lurking, and everyone that's going to show up during the week. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you again next week.